Hey everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today I have the Trailer Valet 5X Swivel Jack and Trailer Mover. This allows you to move trailers of up to 5,000 pounds by hand. Let's take a look. It's a busy day here in the eTrailer parking lot, and I need to move this trailer out real quick, but somebody parked their trailer right in front of me, so I can't get a truck to push it the old-fashioned way. So what I'm going to do is we have the Trailer Valet 5X right here. It's a swivel jack and a trailer mover, so we're going to move this trailer. So this utilizes a hand crank that attaches to whichever of the drives you prefer. The way this moves the trailer is you rotate this crank and you have the wheels as well as a chain on the inside. So it's not just wheels moving along, but it is also chain driven, which gives you that extra force beyond what you can supply by just your own strength. You do have two different gears. There's the low gear and then there's the high gear. Starting off, I recommend going with the low gear just because it's easier to maneuver with, and while you have more rotations and less movement, it's definitely easier to use. The high gear is great once you are on level surface or even pavement, and you will have more push through more effort. So going down inclines, this is pretty easy to use. You just lift the handbrake up, and then you can actually pull the trailer down. Now pulling the trailer down the incline is easy to do, just if you do have a drill, not as advised because it might go too fast for the drill. You also saw how quickly that handbrake operated in stopping the entire trailer. And for that reason, you have to hold the handbrake up while operating. It doesn't stay in position automatically. Going up the incline will be a little trickier. And that's another reason why it's not advised to use the drill attachment going up inclines, because it might be too much pressure for the drill. So we're gonna hold the handbrake up and then push the trailer up this incline. Now this definitely takes a good amount of time. For every rotation of the crank, I have a tiny movement of the tire. So that's definitely the chain operating there. Now when you're doing this by yourself, since you're at the end of the trailer, you might get off course. It's pretty easy to do. So definitely take some breaks as you're going. Make sure if you need to get yourself realigned, do that. It is easier to do with a friend to help you out. So we're going over a good little pothole here. Let's take a look at how the tires operate. Going into it, up. You can see if they're at an angle, the tires actually operate independently. So if you're going over a bump, one tire will keep spinning while the other tire has traction until they find even ground. With it being a rainy day, you can see how well our tires are performing in this weather. There are some treads on the tire that's going over that water, going over that gravel, as well as the pavement, since there's parts where it splits apart pretty well. I do like the traction we're seeing. And then after waiting for the ground to dry and the sun to come out, we now see rubber tread marks showing the black rubber of our tire. So I know a lot of people need to make really sharp 90-degree turns that they would not be able to do if they were towing their trailer with their truck. So with this, we have a good amount of maneuvering. We can rotate this a lot, plus we can move the handle from side to side if we need more rotation. Now this can also be very helpful for how much it pivots. So if you need to make pretty much 90-degree turns that you would not be able to do with your tow vehicle and towing this behind it, that this can help you maneuver around those spots. We are limited to how close to the frame we can get this jack, but even then, it's still a really good rotation. High gear's definitely helping out with going up the incline, and definitely putting your weight up on the handle as you go. Now that we're entering into the garage, some extra things is, I know I said it before, but you really cannot see where you are going. especially since this is offset to one side. It might be a little deceiving on which way are you actually angled. So definitely take those breaks to double check that everything's good. Also, having this handle that needs to be in the upright position can be bad on your back. So that's another reason why you should take those breaks so you're not always crouching. So we have the trailer in the garage, and you can actually leave this trailer jack on the trailer frame. If you want to replace your own trailer jack, you can do so with this one. And the perks to that is, if you did leave this outside, you have that durable steel construction, zinc coating, so it is designed to hold up to the elements. Now, this is designed for trailers with specific frame sizes. We'll go into the install in just a bit where we can talk about those different frames. But it is designed for those 5,000 pound trailers. If you have a heavier than 5,000 pound trailer, that's okay. You can take a look at the Trailer Valet XL, which works almost exactly like this one, but with a higher weight capacity. So for that install process, let's go. So this is going to be all of the hardware that comes with your kit. You're going to have everything you need other than the tools to tighten things down. So the tools I bring to the table are going to be two 17mm wrenches, and this will tighten down the long bolts. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get our brackets and then go over to our trailer frame and see where we can attach. So this is designed to work with rectangular frames, and that way, no matter what type of mount you have, whether it's a ball mount or a clevis mount, it doesn't matter as long as the frame is or has a good spot for this to fit to. Now, you're going to need at least 8 inches of free space around your frame. Also check for the things inside the frame area, because if you can't fit the bolts through, you're not going to be able to attach. We have just a little wiggle room right here. So the back bracket is 8 inches long, but the holes themselves are different widths or lengths apart. So the top hole to the bottom hole is going to be 6.5 inches apart. With our frame, I'm going to go use the second to the top and then line it up with the second to the bottom hole. For the bolt side end, we're going to have the flat washer, and then I like to put that back plate up on the frame so that I have a nice little base to put our mounting plate onto. We're going to use a split washer before you put the nut. Some people like to do this the other way around. Because of the limited space behind our backing plate though, this is going to be the only way it will fit. So just hand tighten for now so that this can hold on to your plate as you get the other 3 bolts. So we're going to use a socket wrench to secure the bolt and then an open wrench to secure the nut. If you had more space in the back, you may be able to get away with using a drill, but honestly, hand tools are enough to tighten down. Tighten down until it's secure. Also, if that split washer is flat, you know you've got enough tension. With the bolts tightened down, you're now ready to put the jack stand on. But with this, there is actually 2 positions for your trailer. Ideally, you want the mount in the lowered position because then you have more stability. But if your trailer is pretty low to the ground, meaning when it's level, it's less than 16 inches off the ground, you can go ahead and flip that bracket over so it's in a higher position. Whichever way you have it, once it's secure, you can then just fit it through and then put the pin in. I like to double check that we have clearance all around, whether it's in the ready or the stowed position. And if that's all clear, then we're going to put the pin up top. To hold that pin in place, you also have this clip that goes below. Included is a security bolt. It's not required, but this does go in behind where that pin goes through. So it secures the back of your trailer jack to your mounting base. Not done with the install yet. We're going to have to test this out to make sure it all works. So first, remove the string that's holding your jack handle in place. Also remove the rotational pin here at the bottom. Once those are out, you're then able to rotate the handle until the jack lowers. So the ideal position for this would be at least 3 inches off of the ground. That way you know it can safely stow. But this is also a good time to test if it will hold up the weight and is in a good position on your trailer. As you lower your jack stand, you're also going to raise your current trailer jack. And the ideal position would be for your trailer jack to be at least right around 3 inches off the ground with the trailer valet fully lowered. Now as you do all this, make sure that your wheels are chocked. That way your trailer is stable as you make these adjustments. Also, as you valet your trailer around, it is helpful to keep that trailer jack pretty close to the ground still, just in case. So it does take a little bit of time the first time just to get all those brackets set up, but just like that, you got your trailer valet installed. You're now ready to flip this handle up, get this handle into place, and valet your trailer around. All in all, the Trailer Valet 5X was nice to work with. I could definitely see how it is helpful, and people who have used this, a lot of the times their situations is they tow their trailer most of the way, but maybe they have to make a quick turn or a sharp turn in their suburbs onto their driveway, a turn that their truck can't take. Or maybe they're in a crowded parking lot and they can't maneuver their truck around all the other trailers. That's where the compactness as well as the maneuverability of the Trailer Valet 5X can come in handy. Also, if you are interested in the Trailer Valet, the one that you operate with a remote and goes on its own, this is going to be the more affordable option with the same type of practical benefits. The downside though to the 5X is it was a hassle to use. There was a lot of hand cranking, and I'm extremely tired after just moving it across the parking lot. Not that far, but it took a lot of effort. So if you are looking for alternatives, you may want to get the one that you operate with a remote. The downside to that is that it's a lot pricier. You could also just plan strategically to where you use this Trailer Valet. Try to use your own tow vehicle to get as close as you can before you switch over. That should help out a lot. So hopefully this video helped explain how the Trailer Valet 5X works, how do you install it, what types of trailers does this work with, and what does it look like while in use. And all of that will help you figure out if this is the right fit for you, your trailers, and wherever you're moving them. But despite all of that, the main thing I got from this is I'm 5'2" on a good day. I weigh about 120 pounds. I have noodle arms. And even though it took a lot of effort, I was able to move this huge trailer all by myself across the parking lot and into a garage. So while it did take a lot of work, I'm still pretty impressed by what I was able to do with the Trailer Valet. So this right here was a look at the Trailer Valet 5X Swivel Jack and Trailer Dolly here at etrailer.com. My name is Evangeline, and I hope you enjoyed the journey.